The day in which the sanctuary of Hashem, Mishkan Hashem, was inaugurated was so filled with joy and happiness and serenity that it was a day compared to the day in which the world itself was created. Hashem's presence returned to a broken world. Everything seemed so beautifully in place. And then tragedy strikes, and 2 of Aaron's sons die in a strange fire. In the midst of all the celebration, such a horrific occurrence. We don't actually know what they did wrong and why they were consumed in the fire. But the opening verse of this Shabbat's reading speaks of Acharei mot shnei bnei Aaron, after the death of the 2 sons of Aaron, b'korvatam lifnei Hashem vayamutu, when they came close to Hashem and they died. And the holy Or HaChaim HaKadosh, who brings so much depth in his interpretation and explanations of the verses, explains, and his explanation is expounded so significantly in the profound teachings of Chassidus, that it is not just a repetition of the word death, after their death and they died, but the method, the approach of their lives was one that led to death. It was after the death of the 2 sons of Aaron, when they approached God in a way of death. They had a fatalistic approach to seeking spirituality. If anyone has seen a moth that is attracted to a light, it is a fatal dance that it cannot hold itself back. It is so intrigued and so drawn to the light that it is even to the point of death. And these 2 sons of Aaron had such a desire to come close to the spiritual that they felt a need to abandon all of the physical elements of this world that impede one's spiritual growth. This physical world has illness, has a need for food, and a need for sustenance, and has so many distractions. If only they could rid themselves of all the trappings and the debilitating elements of a physical world, they could touch the divine. Ironically, they actually got what they wanted. They wanted to expire from this world. They wanted to die in their dance with the divine. But if so, what was so wrong? If they had such an intense spiritual drive, why wasn't it something that God saw as virtuous? Why did they die on that first day of the inauguration of the temple? Well, Jewish understanding of spiritual growth is very different from what we might think is important. Judaism does not see escapism as a virtue. We see and recognize the need to grow and to develop in our spiritual pursuit in a way that we do touch those precious, special moments and times. But there's always something higher. There's always something beyond the holiest moments of Yom Kippur and aspiring to the highest heights. There's something beyond Yom Kippur that is even more spiritually endowed with responsibility. And that is to bring home those precious moments into our regular mundane lives. That is the purpose of our most spiritual moments. Every week we go through a preparation for Shabbat and we yearn for the holiness and the sanctity of the Sabbath, of the Shabbat day. But immediately as Shabbat ends and we say the blessings of Havdalah, there is now a quest to bring home those gifts, those special qualities of the day into our regular Monday and Tuesday. We need to inspire the pedestrian moments of life, the mundane moments of life, with those precious moments that we were able to reach in our pursuit of the spiritual. The 2 sons of Aaron do not represent the spiritual method of growth. We recognize the need to bring it home. Here I am standing in the magnificent Royal Natal National Park, in front of the amphitheater, the most beautiful part of the Drakensberg. And yesterday we walked about 18 kilometers into the magnificence, watching the waterfalls, experiencing the pebble hopping, and being able to get right up close to that amphitheater. But there's always the knowledge that these spiritual, magnificent moments are not intended to escape life. The purpose isn't to run away from the rat race and to find a place so far away. It's always to find the serenity and the strength and the beauty of our experiences, and to make sure that when we bring them home, We have added strength, we have added focus, we have added priorities. We are in the presence of Hashem in an additional way because of the experiences that we had out there in the mountains. May Hashem always give us the ability to engage with the spiritual dimension, not in a way of escapism, not running away from life, but looking to enhance life with those precious moments that we're able to achieve. We're entering into the serenity of Shabbos, and next week we enter into the brand new month of Iyar, the month following Nisan. Iyar stands for Ani Hashem Rofa'echa. I am Hashem, your healer. May God bring healing to our broken world. May Hashem restore sanity and serenity to the world in which we live. May peace be part of Am Yisrael, our people Israel, and of the world. Have a beautiful Shabbos.